This video is a sad one, but at the same time, a must watch for all carers. Those who are already in the UK, those who are planning to come to the UK, please do watch this video. You need to hear this and also be very careful. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I'm so happy to have you in my beautiful family. For my returning subscribers, I want to say thank you guys for always coming back to watch my videos. I really do appreciate. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK, jobs with visa sponsorship in the UK immigration updates, scholarships in the UK, everything you can think about the UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, let's quickly dive right into today's video. As earlier mentioned that today's video is a very sad one, and come to think of it, the person in question is a Nigerian. That's why I'm kind of really sad about the video, because I'm in Nigeria and I'm a proud Nigerian. So just as you can see, care home worker jailed for stealing thousands of pounds in savings from vulnerable residents. So you can imagine, like, a care worker, she has been working in the care organization for a long time and she has been stealing money from service users without the knowledge of anyone. But the UK is a place that you could be doing things for a long time and you will know that one day they will find out that this is what you have been doing, and once they find it out, they can trace it far back to when you started doing it. So this lady, I'm going to also leave her picture on the screen so you can see. So this lady is a mother of 3 and she's called Abiara Akiremi. Abiara Akiremi, 41 years old, abused her position as an administrator at the facility in Abbeywood to make dozens of unauthorized withdrawals from the bank accounts of patients. So you can imagine, like, making withdrawals from the bank accounts of patients, it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that as a carer. If you're planning to come to the UK and you have light fingers, like if you see people's money you want to take, please avoid care jobs. Take them out, take them for shopping, you do everything with them. They've got thousands of pounds, and that's because they are really not spending so much. And some of them are wealthy people that have made money and they are now old and they need people to take care of them, and they have thousands of pounds in their accounts. So if you're someone who cannot see money and take off your eyes, if you're someone who has light fingers, please be careful when applying for a care job in the UK, because if you get the job and you start seeing this amount of money, if naturally you're that kind of person, you will be tempted to withdraw money from their account and you will end up like this woman. She has been doing it for a long time. A care home worker who plundered almost £20,000 from the savings of vulnerable residents has been jailed for 7 months. The Old Bailey had some of the home's residents are detained under the Mental Health Act, and those without family support hand over control of their finances to administrator and carers. So just like I said, that if you're someone who is always tempted when you see money, you have to be careful if you're working as a carer, because if it is naturally in you, you may end up like this woman. So Akiremi, a mother of 3, first started stealing from residents when she needed money for childcare and continued the frauds to fund her own lifestyle. So as you can also see, that this also has to do with childcare. If you're coming to the UK and you have children, you have to think of how you can manage with childcare. If you already have a husband or if you already have a wife, then for me, I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem, because you guys can alternate your shifts. Your husband can work in the morning, you work in the night, or you can work in the night, your husband works in the morning, so that you can manage with childcare. From what he says, that she has been stealing this money to fund her lifestyle and also to pay off her childcare. So I would say maybe that would have been one of the things, even if she does not steal at all, maybe this would have been one of the things that would have made her to collect the money, because she has seen the money and she's like, oh, this person does not need it, okay, let me take some part of it. So which is why I'm sharing this video, that you have to be very careful, because as a carer, you will be giving their cards, you will be giving a service user's card, you'll be giving their monies to go and do shopping for them, you'll be giving like everything, and you have to be returning the receipts with account of everything you have spent from their card, from their savings, or any cash you have taken from them. So when dealing with a service user, please guys, please be careful if you're a carer, so you don't land in jail like this woman. The judge sentenced Akiremi to 7 months in prison, telling her this was a repeated and planned course of conduct and a very serious breach of trust of vulnerable people. From what it is, once you have a criminal record in the UK, even working as a carer becomes very difficult. That's why if you notice some of the jobs that they advertise, they tell you that they are going to do a DBS check to see if you have got any criminal record. Also, they also request for overseas police report if you're coming from overseas. And even when you get to the UK, they also would want to do a DBS as well. So be careful, guys. This is very important. If you're working as a carer, be careful. Prosecutor Robert Lavick said people who live at the home are all vulnerable. They have various conditions and are detained under the Mental Health Act or other legislation. It is a 24-hour care facility. They are not allowed to leave Boston House without a member of staff or a family member. Some have their financial affairs looked after by the home. Investigators were brought in when concerns about Akiremi's activities were raised in November 2018. They found £43,000 was missing from residents' bank accounts, including £32,000 from one victim. So as you can see, imagine one victim having £32,000 in his or her account. That's to tell you that they are rich people. They are actually wealthy people you're coming to look after. And sometimes most of them will dash you money. If they dash you the money or you're gifted anything, try and show to your manager, because some of them may have mental issues that they cannot remember when it was given to you. And if you do not show your manager like an extra person as a witness, it may land you in trouble. So you have to be very careful as a carer. When managing the service users account, you have to be careful. If they even ask you to buy anything for yourself when you go out for shopping, please guys, be very, very careful. Ensure you let your manager or your supervisor know about it. So now, just as you can see that one service user, £32,000 was removed from the account of that service user. So the way in which cash and money was dealt with on behalf of residents at the home was not up to scratch, said Mr. Lavick. Akiremi denied fraud until the first day of her trial, insisting that other staff at the home were trying to pin the blame on her. So from what I read, she said it was not only her, that other people have been doing it. She wasn't doing it alone. But now, until you get caught, or right now that she's been caught, I'm sure that other people will be properly investigated. She ultimately admitted taking £19,650 over the course of 8 months from 3 residents, and continued to say others at the home were involved in wrongdoing. So guys, you have to be very careful. If you're coming to the UK as a carer, you're getting paid for what you're doing. It's not a time for you to go and start looking at what to take from the service user. Like I said, including, let's say, as little as water, bottled water. Please ensure you let your supervisor know, or you let your manager know that this service user gave me this bottled water. Maybe you're supposed to be drinking from the tap when you're on duty, or you're supposed to go in with your own water. If you are offered a bottled water, please let your supervisor know. Because some of the service users, them are sick, some of them are having mental issues, some of them are depressed, some of them have dementia. So you have to be very, very careful and observant and vigilant when dealing with them. Look at just one service user taking £19,650 from 3 residents without fear, like without even thinking that they may know. Akiremi is only responsible for her own conduct, said her barrister, pointing to evidence of money being taken from residents at times when Akiremi was on holiday. So even as at when she was on holiday, from what her lawyer is saying, that even when she was on holiday, monies were still being taken from the service user, which I believe that with what has happened now, they are going to do a proper investigation on all the carers that work in that care home. She said the administrator had been suffering from depression when the fraud began and needed money for childcare when the fraud began. So she has been suffering from depression. So depression led her to that, and also childcare. So you have to prepare yourself very well before moving to the UK with your family, especially with young children below 4. You have to be emotionally ready, financially ready, like you have to be fully prepared. So she said again, it was initially an opportunistic offense, but she continued to engage in it further. She said Akiremi went to work in another care home after being dismissed from Boston House and has been trying to make amends and put into the type of community that she stole from, added Miss Dolly. Judge Rafferty rejected a plea for a suspended prison sentence, concluding only an immediate spell behind bar would be appropriate. And Akiremi pleaded guilty to 3 charges of fraud by abuse of position. So if you're a carer currently in the UK and any part of the world, this is not just about UK. Please be very watchful and be very mindful. If you're the type that don't take your eyes off people's things, you being a carer will expose you to more things that if you don't have self-control, you may fall into trouble like this lady that has been sent to jail. So please be careful. Don't abuse your opportunity as a carer. Most of these people, see them like your parents. Imagine you stealing from your parents. It's not really nice. So if you're looking after them, look after them and see them like your parents. I know there are some vulnerable ones. There are some that no matter what you do, they don't really appreciate. But please don't find yourself in this. Now that she's got a criminal record, it will be very difficult for another care organization to employ her. To be honest, it will be very, very difficult for another care organization to employ her. So be very, very careful, please. Be very, very careful. Don't get into this kind of mess that she has gotten herself into. So I thought I should share this with you because it has to do with a care home. And also just to let you know that if you're working as a carer in the UK, most of the times you will be the one doing shopping for the service user. Most of the times you'll be the one taking them out for a walk. You'll be the one taking them to cinema. And as you're taking them to cinema, you're paying for their tickets, you're paying for yours. And you're like enjoying most of the things they are also enjoying. So why would you enjoy that and still want to steal from them? It's not really good. For you to prevent this, take your eyes off whatever the service users have, because you're paid for that time you're looking after them. You're paid for your time. So if you're being paid for your time, you don't really have to go and start stealing or snatching anything from them. So guys, this is what it is. Coming to the UK as a carer or going to any part of the world as a carer, be very observant and be very vigilant. Don't touch whatever that is not yours. That should be the take home from her incident. Don't touch whatever that does not belong to you. And if you're currently in overseas, you're watching this video, you have been thinking of relocating to the UK. If you're someone that steals, start praying for yourself right now that the spirit of stealing should leave you, because if it does not leave you, it could just take a matter of time. Like she started stealing from the service users since 2018 and this is 2023. You can see when it's been exposed. So you just have to be very careful, because even if you're doing it currently and you think that you're going to hide, one day something may happen and they will investigate and they will find out that you have been stealing and you may end up in jail. And what happens? Your credit record will be spoiled. You want to buy a house, if they check your credit record, everything about you is just going to mess up everything about you in the UK. And I'm sure you wouldn't want to find yourself in this situation. So please do share this video with your friends, share it with your loved ones, so they know that you being a carer is not just going to take care of the client. In most cases, you usually have access to their PIN, their credit card, to everything, their savings. And so you just have to be very, very, very careful when dealing with anything that have to do with a service user, because like I said, you have been paid for your time. You're not doing it for free. You have been paid for it. So go work and get paid and don't steal from them. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this video and I hope you find it helpful. I wish her well and I hope she comes out of the prison and becomes a better person, and also make herself and her children proud, because she's got 3 children and them seeing their mother everywhere because she stole. It's really sad, especially when you are her child. So I wish her all the best, and at the same time, like I said, be careful once you're in the UK. If you have been stealing in the past, stop it. Don't bring it to the UK. Currently in the UK and you have been stealing from service user, please, you have to stop now, because the day they will find out, they will find out the ones you have been doing for years that you thought nobody knew about, and at the end you may end up going to jail like her. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this video and I hope you find this video helpful, and if you do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, also like and share this video, spread it to your friends and loved ones so it may save somebody. So thank you very much for watching. See you right in my next video. Bye bye for now.